Awesome, Matt. I think we are live.
Yeah, looks like it. Uh,
That's
we're
that's looking
on
good.
air.
You can actually ask somebody if you can write on chat, if you can hear us loudly and clearly. And we're going to start in a couple of seconds with a webinar hosted for the first time, the Partner Day online. But yeah, there will be more to come. And actually, Matt, we are planning the on-site event as we were discussing for multiple weeks already.
Yeah, so this is not just a webinar, right?
Yeah.
It's a full-on Xplus Partner Day, the first one ever. It should be very, very interesting. But yeah, we were planning initially to do it on site. We wanted to do a nice on-site event in Warsaw to invite our partners and maybe even some customers to talk about our solutions in detail and how they work in real life, what kinds of results they generate, both for customers and partners. But it wasn't meant to be this year to do it on site, so
Sure.
we settled on doing it online. I think this will still be great. The sessions will be, very focused on value, and I'm sure everyone who attends will take something out of it, something valuable from each and every session.
We
Uh,
probably won't also overlap with the events we had because this year was crazy for Vegas, Porto Roche. We've
yeah.
showed a lot, but yeah, I think we have some new stuff for our guests.
Oh yeah, for sure. The amount of events, like just in May, it was way too much. But this year in general, I think we've been to a record number of events, right? This Mavim event in Amsterdam. We had this Credo event for XF in Warsaw. We had the Microsoft AI tour in Brussels. We had the roundtable from Microsoft in Warsaw. We had the companion events in Copenhagen, in
Yeah,
Bucharest,
Bucharest. Yeah, true.
the CER event in London, and then the DynamicsCon in Vegas. That was a fun event, wasn't it?
And also Porto Roche and there's multiple other on-site visits with partners. Yeah, this I believe this is the moment where Lufthansa and all the Star Alliance flights, the Star Alliance companies, they should send us some flowers for spending so much cash on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should, shouldn't they, huh? They
Yeah,
should be treating us better for being such frequent flyers. But
true,
yeah,
true.
it's been crazy between these events and visiting partners, customers. It's difficult to actually find the time, to catch up on things.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, excited. That'll be great event. And as Matt is mentioning, we are co-hosting here today with multiple people on board. There will be Matt hosting the session. There will be Paweł Bączkowski who will run the data mining and process mining functionalities. So we're gonna have Paweł Woźniak. So everybody who is actually very visible on the YouTube channels and on-site session with partners and customers. You will see us all today. We brought the A team to show you everything we've came up through last years and guide you through how to collaborate with Xplus, become our partner, how to make revenue streams because this is the goal, yeah, Matt? We want to bring business and we want to grow together with partners.
Exactly, that's the way to go. When we bring value to the customers together, these customers are happy. You, as our partners, are happy, and we are happy. So, when everyone is happy, that means we're doing something right together. But Bart, what a journey it has been, right? These past, I don't know, 8 or more years, from being a market leader in AX 2009 and AX 2012 for automated testing to
Yeah.
becoming the number one paid solution for FNO for automated testing, to having our security setup solution, well, first developing it to solve security issues for customers, then selling it to Microsoft so that now everyone can take part and solve their custom security roles with user security governance, to now this exciting new observability solution, the first one ever for
Yeah.
FNO. Was
Yeah,
it
I think
was it easy?
I think that's a roller coaster. That describes the way you think you know everything about the market and the partners and the value proposition, but then competition. Microsoft releases our set for free, and we've been kind of questioning what do we do? We have a paid product, and how to collaborate, and we won, as you mentioned. And overall, I think the best value we can extract from all those years is that I think we have very good nose, very good feeling what products to build, and how to build them, what kind of functionalities, how to collaborate with market, how to collaborate with Microsoft and partners to bring significant value. And I think this experience we are sharing together with the team, because it's a fact that we also internally are very stable. We have a little churn on the team. Everybody with high knowledge stays, and that actually gives us that feeling of the market to know where to position next step. So I think that 8 years, it's a stability. It's a roller coaster, but it's stability and the big pleasure that we can actually bring some game changers to the market, as you were mentioning, security, an example. Okay.
Yeah. And now there's also a very exciting opportunity with Microsoft deprecating RSAT.
Sure.
I'll talk a little bit more about this during my session, but I think everyone is thinking, like, what now? Microsoft
Yeah,
deprecating
exactly.
RSAT. Many customers use it to some point. Some use it very little. Some use it more. In my opinion, RSAT is not really a viable solution for bigger projects. If you have more than 100 test scripts, it gets very difficult to manage that in RSAT. But smaller projects having 50 test scripts in RSAT, that's perfectly fine. And many customers who are doing that now will start looking into some other solutions. And we are targeting this moment. We are thinking strategically about how to make it work so that we can go with our light version, which is a free version of the solution, which we already shipped before Microsoft announced this
True.
this RSAT deprecation. But we want to make this solution a tool that anyone can use, that is free, and that brings a whole lot better experience than RSAT ever brought. But yeah, it's just about us figuring out this freemium premium model, how to make this work. And we've already received a lot of very, very useful feedback from many of our partners on how to shape this this version. Again, the version 1 is already available on App Stores, but we're now thinking about how to improve it, how to make the version 2 the standard go-to solution for anyone needing help with test automation in F&O. And of course, there will be just some limitation on how much you test. If you get really serious about testing and you start testing a lot and very frequently, sooner or later you will need to upgrade from this free version to a premium version, to a paid version. But yeah, customers who will continue to test small will be able to use the free version pretty much forever.
True, true. Yeah, that's a point. And we've encountered value of kind of the estimate that there are close to 3,000 customers across the globe with RSAT being somehow active. So that'll be interesting how this conversion will go on. And yeah, today over multiple sessions, you will see details of that. And I think I will just carry on to the agenda with
Let's take a look what we have for this first one ever Xplus Partner Day.
exactly. So we are starting with welcome. We will walk you through the observability as the foundation for your future. That will be hosted by me. I'll give you some good understanding of what this product does and how to perceive that for your dynamic finance and operations environments.
Just maybe to say a few words about Bart, if you don't know him yet. Bart is our VP of products. He's the man behind all our major solutions. He's been critical in our success, and I'm always amazed by the insights he brings to the table, and also just the sheer breadth of his knowledge. And in this session, Bart, I believe you'll take everyone through the product that's been getting a lot of attention lately,
Yeah.
Discovery. And you talk about the values that observability brings for F&O customers.
Exactly. Yes. So that will be summarized in a glimpse. Naturally, this application has a massive. This is going to be a foundation for an entire day, because the observability at the end of everything, how we're going to perceive that, builds value for auditing, for testing, from process mining, for performance testing, and so forth. So that will be something which combines all of that. And if you're going to take a look on the first session, you're going to have. That would be a nice starter for the other topics. We're going to have process mining hosted by Paweł Woźniak. We're going to have test automation by you, Matt, our head of product, head of the partnerships. Thank you so much, Matt, for kind words. Always great to co-host
My pleasure.
and co-hike the world. Yeah, we do a lot of traveling together with Matt to partners and customers, so we are able to brainstorm a lot how to build good products in our ecosystem. And lastly, we will have Paweł Woźniak on the complete vision of performance of your D365 FSCM and BC test automation live. So that will be a complete day with us today, and I bet you won't get bored. I bet that you're gonna see here today multiple great values. And yeah, let us know, what do you think about that? We're gonna redo those webinars and feel more than invited for on-site events we're gonna host soon.
Yeah, we'll start also each session with a quick survey just to get a better understanding of the audience and also better tailored this experience for you. So please participate in those surveys. Also, for each session, just write your questions, comments in the chat. There will always be at least a few minutes, hopefully, for each session to address your questions at the end. And there will also be a 15-minute break between each of the sessions. Of course, it may be a little longer or a little shorter, depending on how the session actually ends. But there should be at least some break for each. And again, we'll start all of these sessions with the quick survey. So please take part in that. And I think with that, Bart, I'll just leave you to your first session.
I have one more point. See that we are actually visiting the BizApps Summit in Seattle next month. I think it will be also a good moment to invite people for, I think, first ever comparison of test automation tools, applications on the scene. So that will be very interesting discussion done and hosted by Dynamics communities in Seattle. We've been invited to compare all the current test automation solutions available on the market, targeting finance and operations. And on the scene, we'll be able to answer questions how we perceive our test automation in agentific era. So that will be interesting. I'm super excited. And I love where we stand, Matt, now. With the power from the observability, we are giving to the market such a unique combination of functionalities, a platform which is uncomparable. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. So feel invited for that. And we have the event in October. That'll be the
the Dynamics Con Europe. I believe this is what you mean, the one happening in Frankfurt. Or also there's the Summit NA in October, I think in Nashville this year.
yes.
So yeah, the next three events we're talking about, we're thinking about, what we're going to, are going to be this BizApp Summit in at the end of July. Be sure to let us know if you're coming. Again, we'll have this really nice session on comparing the different test automation solutions. Bart is gonna destroy the competition, I believe. And then there's going to be the Dynamics Con in Europe, in Frankfurt in October, and then Community Summit in Nashville in the US also in October.
Exactly, and that'll be a great occasion if the content you're going to see today over today's agenda will interest you. On site, we are organizing some more one-to-one demos with partners. We discuss everything in detail. We want to propose a safe approach on scalability and building you services that will actually bring you massive value for your end customers and yeah, build new revenue streams. So all of that in a glimpse today, but on site we can go to details and navigate how to embed all the applications you're going to see today. And I think, yeah, with that being said, I will jump into the observability. Thank you so much, Matt, for co-hosting the welcome with me. And look forward for your part soon. And yeah, let's
Thanks so
jump
much, Bart.
in
Uh,
observability.
Everyone, please enjoy the session by Bart.
Thank
See you
you.
later.
So the next session will be held by myself as well. Next session is about Business Central and test automation in Business Central, and how we can start in less than 24 hours with some approach to testing in BC. Like with other break slides, there is a QR code on which you can get the contact form to us. So you can give contact to yourself and we will get in touch. If you're interested in partnership with Xplus, feel free to scan the QR code. All right, maybe let's wait 1 more minute for maybe others that may join for Business Central session. Okay, I think we can slowly start. Yeah, so yeah, today the next session is about testing in Business Central. So I will show you how to create test script with our solution in Business Central, how you can automate things, and I will also present you some approach that you can take with your customers to start building your own library of the test cases of automated scripts that you can use within your projects. All right. As for other sessions, at the beginning we have a quiz. So let's jump into the quiz. Yeah, 1 second. I will just need to switch to the quiz form. Okay, all those can be closed. All right, so to join to the quiz, as always, just scan the QR code. Yeah, and the first question we have is, do you test automation in your PC? So do you have some test automation in place? Maybe some frameworks are used by you. Okay, got 2 answers that we don't have. Test automation. Let's wait for a couple more. Okay, we have some. Yeah, I'm wondering what kind of test automation. Yeah, if you would like to share that you can share it on the chat, so I will be able to see this. Okay, we got 4 responses again, and three of you guys don't have test automation in BC. Okay, I don't see more answers, so we can jump to the next one. Have you faced stability issues with your BC due to lack of testing? Yeah, so maybe you faced some situations where after update or maybe after some in-house development, yeah, the application broke or some processes broke. and they couldn't be finished. Okay, so this is common, as we can see. Yeah, we are waiting for 2 more responses. Okay. And 1 more. All right. So yeah, in 4 situations we had some stability issues. In 1 situation we didn't had it. All right. So this is kind of surprising. I thought we will have 100% on yes. Yeah, but that's also cool. You can share as well how you test and how you approach testing that you didn't have this kind of stability issues. Yeah, I'm really interested in it. Okay, let's jump into the next one. Do you plan to perform performance testing for your BC application? Yeah, we are very experienced with performance testing for finance and operations. Yeah, we are wondering how the performance testing, how important it is and how market sees it. If this is something that you would like to do, or maybe you tried already. To do performance testing, or maybe this is completely not needed in your situation. We want to know your situation. Okay, for now, three yeses. Okay, that's surprising again, because as for finance and operations, performance testing is very common, and of course those environments are very large. We have very often hundreds, thousands of users in the system, so performance testing is something crucial in many projects. But with BC, it's good to see that the performance testing might be also something that you would like to do to your customers. All right, let's jump to the next one. How much of your team's time on a typical BC project is spent on manual testing and regression checks across the full project lifecycle? Of course, more or less how you feel. We are wondering how long it takes to manually test typical BC implementation. Okay, 10% of team's time, less than. Not that many. Okay, we still have four more responders. Let's see. 20, 30, all right. Difficult to say. All right. Of course, there are no bad answers. Okay. We have something more complex. On a typical Business Central project, approximately 30 to 50% of the overall project efforts is spent on manual testing, validation, and regression testing activities throughout the project lifecycle. Yeah. So yeah, we can see that the answers, they are different in each other. For some cases, this is less than 10%. But we even see 50% of the overall project effort. I can kind of agree with my experience from finance and operations projects. Very often this is like 30 to 50% as well. So right, that's good to see the situation in BC. And we have one more. Oh, okay, 2 more questions. Has a BC client ever discovered a critical issue in production that your team didn't catch during testing and had to call you about it? Yeah, not pleasant situation, I would say, where we have customer escalating. But yeah, maybe you want to share some stories. Yes, okay. Yeah, you can also give some highlights on the chat if you would like to extend your answer a bit. Um, right, we got one answer out of 5. Let's see if we will get, okay, we got one more. Yes, on a rare occasions, we investigate immediately, resolve the issue, assess the root cause, and enhance test coverage to reduce the likelihood of similar issues in future releases. Yeah, very, very good approach. Mm, so, as I understood, probably this is about the manual testing, right? So, you enhance the test coverage by probably creating new test cases or modifying the already existing. Okay. Very, very good approach in general. Of course, it can be enhanced with some automation, so things can get faster. And of course, you can test much more than with manual testing. Okay. And one more yes. So again, this is something common for the partners, right? And let's see the last question, which is if automated regression testing could be set up in 24 hours, what is the biggest blocker today? How do you think? What do you think? How do you feel from your perspective, from your experience? Is test automation something that you are a bit afraid of, that it would be too complex, too difficult to start doing it? Okay, the biggest blockers are maintaining reliable test data, handling frequent customizations, changes, and ensuring automated tests remain aligned with evolving business processes. Cost, okay? Cost, like in many situations, might be the biggest blocker. Okay, let's see if we will get a bit more. I'm really interested in this one. Yeah, so maintaining the test data, of course, always is a challenge. In our application, we are trying to not rely that much on the data in the system. Very often we use linking scripts to always have the prerequisites also automated. So whenever we need to test some process which requires prerequisites, we can be sure that they are always existing because we have separate scripts that work as a prerequisites. So this is very common for us to handle the data issues with this kind of approach. We can also re-execute the same scripts on different environments because we are not afraid that the data won't be there on different environments. If we automate also the prerequisites, then the data is not that big issue. Okay, no structured test scenarios. All right, yeah, this is also common that we are not sure or we don't know what exactly we should test. So of course, yeah, this is the challenge at the beginning of testing, that we should gather the business processes from the business. Yeah, the business should tell us which business processes are the most critical ones, which of them should always be working, and yeah, help us with designing the test scenarios. All right, thank you for all the answers. very, very interesting results. I think if you would like to talk more about your answers, yeah, let me know on the question and answers slide. Then we can also discuss it. Okay, let's get back to my presentation now. So we will start again with some slides, and then I will show you application itself as well, and some test cases in Business Central, or we will automate the test case in Business Central together. Okay, so why testing is still a margin problem in Business Central projects, why BC test automation is the fastest capability partners can adopt. So we will talk also, why this is not that big challenge, especially for BC to start test automation. What changes with automated testing? Live demo first automated BC process. I will show you how it looks in our application. I will also briefly show you the setup and how easy is the setup. How fast you can start with application. How to implement this for your first client. So I will show you some step-by-step approach, how you can try to work with your customers, how to package testing as a service, and how to scale that solution across customers. And of course, by the end, we will have questions and answers. Okay, so why testing is still a margin problem in BC projects? So of course, Business Central projects, they operate in constant change. This is typical for ERPs, that they need to evolve, they need to change, and they change a lot. From the partner perspective, customers, they always want to change something. The new integration is required, the new customization is required, the process requires to be changed. There is a new update, there are new functionalities that they start to use in Business Central. So every change in not only the business process, but also how users use the Business Central, how they behave in the system, it requires testing. Because if the change is not tested, of course, it may result in the problems, in issues, and even in critical situations to stopping up the whole Business Central application, which can be very, very costly for the customer. And of course, it is the something that customer would blame the partner at the end. Customers expect stability even as the system evolves continuously. So as we said, customers, they expect that the application will be modern, application will work fast, application will allow to do all of the processes they have, even if they change them, even if they completely change the way how they operate. They expect you as a partners to provide the stable and working system. Manual regression testing consumes senior consultant time. So of course, manual testing requires people, and very often we require very experienced people that they know how to catch the issues in the processes. Very often we cannot rely on the not experienced people with manual testing, because things may get skipped by them. They can avoid some things. They may not catch some crucial details about the process. So very often at the end of the day, the testing is done by experienced people, experienced users in the system, which is obviously taking them out of the regular business tasks. And testing is often rushed, treated as an overhead, or skipped before go live. I think that the last one is not that common these days. probably not too many customers and partners skip testing before before going live. But yeah, a few years ago, this was pretty common. Yeah, we also had customers that were taking one version updates without testing, and yeah, this probably still happens, but most common is to simply rush testing. Yeah, very often we have limited time. The deadlines are rushing, and yeah, the testing is taken lightly. We check just the most critical things, the most crucial things, and yeah, just to get the update, just to get the work done. Yeah, so with manual testing, of course, if we have limited amount of time, then it means we will test less. Yeah, with test automation, if the time is the problem, time gets limited, test automation still can be done during the night. You can repeat the testing, the execution of testing anytime you need. With manual testing, if the timing is not wide, not large, very often we need to rush manual testing. And of course, from business users' perspective, that they usually work on the business processes, testing their business processes is usually taken as a overhead. This is something that they need to do extra. So of course, with test automation, you can take this from users to just have automated scripts instead of manual testing. Yeah, and the most important, and when something breaks in production, it is perceived as a partner failure. This is common. Customers, they expect that everything will be working, everything will be stable, and if something is not working, of course, this is the partner's fault. Okay, so why UBC test automation is the fastest capability partners can adopt? Because test automation in BC does not require very complex setup, very long setup, or very complex frameworks, complex approaches. If you work with your customers, you can start test automation very slowly by automating one process after another, and reuse the same test cases for other projects. It doesn't need to be very complex. It doesn't need to be very difficult as well. Our app is also very easy to use. So you will see this. So yeah, any even business user can start test automation very quickly. It can start delivering value early without building a full QA framework. Yeah, so you can imagine if your customers, they do a couple of processes, like few dozens of processes, if you start from automating those most important ones, every created script, every automated test case is just step forward, getting rid of manual testing at all. And of course, if your scope, if your library of test cases will grow, you can even resign from manual testing at all. So you can start with delivering very first scripts just to test the most important things and focus on that at the very beginning. Initial business processes can be automated quickly and refined over time. So yeah, here what I mean, you can automate your business process for one customer, do few changes, and copy the same script to your other project where you need to test exactly the same process. So those initially recorded business processes from one project, they are very quickly good. They are quickly very good source of the test cases for next projects, for next customers, and so on. Yeah, partners can introduce automation step by step, starting from most critical flows and most repeatable activities. So yeah, it's also worth automating the annoying things for manual testing. To give you an example, filtering. Yeah, I know that not that many customers they are testing that much to test filtering, but if we do test this kind of thing, this is very frustrating for the users to test this kind of thing. So you can start automating your critical processes, but also some simple test cases, simple things that are just a quick check, quick wins, we can say, easy to automate, but they are very repeatable and very frustrating for manual testers. Yeah, and with each iteration, testing becomes more reusable and scalable. Yeah, so this is what I mean. If you automate something for one project, you can reuse it for your next projects, and your library grows faster and faster. Okay, so what changes if you will start using test automation? So regression validation no longer depends on manual repetitive work. So first of all, it is faster, but also you do not rely on people, and people can do mistakes. Of course, you can have a mistake in automated script as well, but if you created your automated script, your automated test, you verified it, made the review, and published it as a finished test case, you can be certain that this process that you automated, this test that you automated, will be repeated again and again in exactly the same form, which cannot be promised, cannot be guaranteed if we do manual testing. Sometimes users they may take different path to do something. They can skip some things during testing because yeah, they know that it works, so they can skip it, and many times it may result in some bugs and issues. So with automated scripts, you don't have that problem because you design them, and once they are designed, they stay in one form, and they are testing the same thing. Yeah, testing is no longer tied to individual consultants and their availability. I think this is very important because for complex projects, for complex processes, you very often need to rely on on individual people, individual consultants that know the process, that know how to test it. And if they are absent in the work, they are on the holiday, or maybe they are sick, your testing is not done or is getting delayed because of the absence of the consultant that can test this or that in BC. So with test automation, of course, you don't rely on the availability of consultants. Business processes are captured and reusable test assets. So even if you don't want to test something, you can prepare a script for that. Yeah, so there are things that can be automated and they can be used, and they don't need to test things. You can do like the configuration with the script. So if you need to repeat the configuration before the testing on the environments, you can also create scripts for that. If new business process is implemented, you can immediately create script for that. A very good choice is to have in definition of done in our user stories on requirements, preparation of the automated script at the end of the requirement or user story. Every new project builds on what was already created before. Yeah, we mentioned that already. And validation becomes more consistent, predictable, and less dependent on the time pressure. So of course, test automation is faster, so it doesn't require that much time, but it's also easier to repeat tests and re-execute tests whenever they are needed. So we do not rely that much on the timing. Yeah, if we spend 2 weeks on manual testing, and if we would need to repeat the testing, we need another 2 weeks. But with test automation, if we took 1 day on running automated scripts, if it needs to be repeated, we need another day or maybe few hours to just re-execute the full regression. So you can also provide the results from testing much faster to your customers than with manual testing. All right, so let's see how the application works in practice. So now I will switch my screen to testing by Xplus. So this is our test automation solution. And testing by Xplus allows us to create scripts, to record scripts based on our business processes. So any business process, not the best example, maybe something different. Somebody just created empty scripts. Yeah, something like that. Yep, so any process like fixed asset creation, it can be automated just by recording all the steps. User needs to go step by step through the process during recording, and then this way we get the script. But before I will record something, let's talk a minute about the deployment of application. So as you can see, testing by Xplus is web-based application. So it is used within the browser. You don't need any installation to your computers or to your Business Central environment. Application is fully web-based. Most of our customers, they are with the SaaS solution, so we host environments for the customers, and they just receive link from our side. So the same can work with you guys. Your customers can use testing just by accessing it through the browser. And yeah, how we connect to the environment. The connection is very easy. We just need to set up environment, and for that we just require link to it, to our application. We need to name it and just create system definition like that. So as mentioned, you don't need to install anything. You don't need to I don't know, maybe do some complicated installations on your side. Now application is accessed by the browser, and to connect to BC environment, you just need to add link to it. Yeah, and one more setting that is required is the virtual user, and virtual user is the account that scripts use to get into BC application. So here we use real Microsoft accounts authenticated as a virtual users. So it makes possible to log in our scripts automatically to Business Central system. So you don't need to record any login steps within the test cases. You just use virtual user initially in the script, and it automatically logs in the user. And what is important, we can work with multi-factor authentication, so it doesn't block user from authenticating. And also users may have different security roles inside our Business Central, so we can also create set of users that have different security roles to execute our testing on the different security roles, to verify also this side of application. So security testing can be also done within our app, and this is thanks to virtual users. And one more thing, of course, test users are recommended, but but any Microsoft account can be used for this setup. Yeah, so this is all that we require. So you may use testing by Xplus to add your customers' environments and prepare scripts for them, or you can have separate environments for customers. Depends on the agreement with us, and it depends on your situation. And yeah, then all you need is just links to environments and to set up users. Of course, it's good to use test accounts, and this is it. No more settings, not complicated things, just user and environment. Yeah, and every script that we create is held within the project. So under project section, you can create your own structure to organize your scripts into some folders, some modules from application. Yeah, and last important thing about the app itself, it can be used not only for Business Central. In general, we specialized in Microsoft products, so this is our main, let's say, target for this application. But you can use it also to anything what is web-based. So if you have some web apps, maybe some integrations to BC, or some web pages, web platforms, yes, you can create scripts also there. Yeah, and also scripts can work on multiple platforms at the same time. Not maybe at the same time, within the same script. Yeah, this is better sentence. Yeah, so within one script, you can also change the platforms to do cross-platform testing. So your test case can start in Business Central, then switch during playback to something else, maybe some integrated application. And then if you need to get back to Business Central, you can also do that. So yeah, keep in mind that not only Business Central can be tested, you can test other applications as well, and also do cross-platform testing when scripts are switching platforms during the playback. All right, so let's prepare some test case. I want to show you how easy it is to record the scripts, and also I will try to highlight some capabilities of application in general. Okay, so to prepare a script, of course, I will create an empty one. I will select my Business Central project, and then I need to name my test case, my script. I want to create a fixed asset. So yeah, so I will do creation of fixed asset in Business Central. And then once I named my process, all I have to do is just select environment and virtual user for my script. So the environment is target application where script will be opened, on which script will be opened. And virtual user is this account that I mentioned that will be used by the script, by our script, to get in to our environment. Here, of course, I have default options, but there is no limit on the environments. You can have more of them. And then for every script, you have the selection, so you can switch between environments. It, of course, can be done also after script creation. So this is just initial setting here. So yeah, in any time, you can switch environments for your scripts to re-execute the same test cases on different platforms. Yeah, and the same goes for virtual user. Virtual user also can be switched in any time. Also, we don't have limit on the amount of those virtual users. So if you have a lot of test users that you would like to use, all of them can be added in the application. All right, so let's create a script. So once script is created, we are redirected to the steps. All the initial settings, they are under details. So yeah, here we can make changes to anything that we already set. And yeah, to create steps of the process, we just press on the record. Then in new window, it opens our application and the recorder and player. And of course, in the main section, Business Central application will be opened, the one which I selected during script creation. All right, and on the right side, I have recorder and also player. In our application, you can switch between playing and recording scripts. This is really convenient from the test design perspective because you can record something, check how it works on the playback side. Even individual step in the process, sometimes we are not sure if we automated something correctly. So even part of the script can be executed to just check that. But also if you are executing your test case to verify how it works, and if you noticed that you missed something during recording, you missed some steps, you can always get back to the recorder, record what was missing, and continue your playback from that point. All right, in our case, of course, we will use recorder now, and to start recording, I just press on the record button, and now recorder will listen to all my actions. So let's go to all fixed assets. I'll create new. Yeah, I need to find out some clever value for number. So let's go with something like PW test 0 to something. Later on, I will show you how I will change that because, of course, it won't be possible to create another fixed asset with the same number. So, of course, I won't be able to reuse that value, but I will show you how I can fix that. Yeah, then I need some description. I think I will just reuse the same value for description. And to do that also automatically within my script, I will use one more option which I have here, which is inspect. And inspect allows me to select anything what is visible on the screen, any value, any field with the value, or even the constant elements like this one. Yeah, so anything can be selected, and when it gets selected, you can create special step that will use variable to store value of the taken element. And this step will be added to my list. And with every execution, this get value step will update my variable with actual value taken. So I will create this to get value of fixed asset number. Yeah, and I will save that value to variable fa_num. Yeah. And why I created this? Because once my script will type the fixed asset number, I want to reuse the same value for my description. So yeah, I can type the value, get that value as a variable, and later use variable for my description to type the same value as a number. We will set up this in a second. Let's continue with class code, which is 10. Okay. Sorry for that. Tangible. Yeah, my Business Central is just the sandbox. So yeah, it is not the fastest one. Okay, we got the tangible finally. Now subclass code, I will use equipment. All right. Then I need the depreciation starting date and depreciation ending date. Yeah, I will just use some dummy values. All right, and then I think this is it. Of course, you can create steps for every value here. In my case, I want something simple. Don't want to focus on typing values to everything on the page. Let's try to acquire that fixed asset. Okay, we need to provide the balancing account number. Yeah, I will use this first one. Okay, and the currency code, I will use dollars. All right, so now I can go next. Acquisition cost, let's do like 3,000. Okay, acquisition date is fine. Currency code as well. Okay, this was checked, and I can press on finish. All right, in my case, I have some other acquisitions. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it works, if it will pause or not. Okay, it didn't pause. I guess something is not okay with all those transactions, but this is not that important for us. We just want to automate the script. Yeah, maybe I will remove that and get back. All right, I think this is all, so I can stop recording. Let's take a look on the steps. Maybe I'll make it a bit bigger. Yeah, so all my steps for the process are created, but we need to do some cleanup. Yeah, I have like 2 steps to type the value. Of course, if I need to pause and start recording again, I can do that. So no worries. If we finished recording, we can start it in any time. Also, you can start or you can insert your steps in any place within the script. Yeah. So if I would need to add new steps as a third and fourth in my script, I can just select my starting point as a second step. Yeah, so let's clean up our process a bit. We have some duplicates. Of course, I don't need to retype the number again, so I can remove this duplicate. Also, one more feature that you can use, which is reorder, to change sequence of the steps. In my case, I want to use that get value step just after typing value to my fixed asset number. So this is where I will place that step. And now I want to also change the data. Yeah, okay, this one is not needed as well, but the rest I think is okay. Yeah, and as I mentioned at the beginning, we need to change data a bit. Yeah, because I cannot create another fixed asset with the same number. Then I need to find another ID. So in situations like that, in our app, the best use case is to use number sequence, because we have option to use data source, which is Excel file that you can use with the data to provide values for your script. But in our situation, we require value for every execution, new value. So the best option for that in our app would be to use number sequence. And number sequences, they are very simple thing, which is very similar also to what you have in Business Central or sort of finance and operations. And number sequences, they simply generate new values, new numbers for every usage. Yeah, so whenever a sequence is used, it changes the value, it increments the value of the sequence. And of course, we can decide what format we want to use. Usually number sequences, they have some part which is constant, which is always the same. And then we use hashtags, which represents the numbers that will increment, that will change. Yeah, so in my case, my fixed asset will be created as a AC 100 00 30. This will be my next number. Yeah, and every playback will increment that value. So with this, thanks to those sequences, I can have different value for my fixed asset for each playback. Okay, so let's edit that. I don't want to use that value anymore, so I will change that constant. Here I have option to use picker, and on the picker I can select my number sequence for fixed assets. Yeah, and of course, number sequences, they can be shared among the scripts, among the steps. So yeah, you can reuse them in multiple steps and scripts. Yeah, and also our description. I don't want to type again this description. So that's why I use that trick that my asset number will be saved as a variable. So to my description, I can type value from that variable. So it will be always exactly the same as number. All right, and let me see if we need to get rid of anything else. Maybe I will just remove that get back. And yes, sorry, my business center is a bit weird. It has some mixed languages. So yeah, you may see some steps in Polish, but and in English. Sorry for that. But all right, I think the steps are understandable. So yeah, once we played back, once we created the script, once we recorded it, of course to review how it works, we should play it back. Yeah, so yeah, maybe I'll make this player as small as I can, and let's try to rerun the process. Yeah, if I didn't make mistakes, we should create fixed asset. Of course, this acquisition probably will not pass because there are some missing configurations in my case. But in general, the approach for automation is the same on the processes. So no matter which process you will automate, this will look similar. Yeah, you just work through the process step by step and record it. All right, so now it will provide all the values. As you can see, my fixed asset number is now from the number sequence, and also description is exactly the same as a number. Okay, try to acquire. Next, balancing account. All right. And as you can see, of course, automated script repeats everything one-to-one to what was recorded. So this way you can be sure that each test case is the same, each test case execution is the same as the previous one. Right, everything worked in our case. Of course, yeah, this fixed asset was not acquired, but yeah, this is missing the configuration. But in general, all the steps were executed. All right, so this is how you create the test case. But let me close this whole page because I want to also show you how we usually execute the test cases. Because this foreground execution where you see the full playback on your screen is usually used only when we design the test case. But there is also a different way how you can run your script. And this is a background playback. So let's do that. I want to run my script in a background here, and yeah, I will also run this background with the documentation mode. So this way, I will not only execute my script, my test case, but I will also generate documentation out of it. Yeah, mine execution, previous execution took more than a minute. Background will be probably a bit faster. Yeah, and of course, for the full regression, you do not run scripts one by one. For that, usually we have two approaches. You can execute scripts from the project perspective to execute scripts based on the projects. But the ultimate solution, the most common solution, would be to use schedulers. And the schedulers, they work like batch jobs. Yeah, so you can keep your regression divided into one or maybe more schedulers where you add your scope. Yeah, so very simple thing on the flowchart or on the simple view, we can add scripts, tasks for our regression, and they are executed. And of course, you can decide when they are executed. This works like a batch job, so you can select any date and time to schedule it, to activate this kind of batch job. And then once the time is reached, all the scripts from the scope, they are executed. And next, of course, you have the history. Let me see if I have any history in other scheduler. This one is completed, so it should have some results. All right, maybe not the best one. But yeah, results are of course aggregated. So you can see how many scripts you executed, how many ended with some failure, how many ended with success and warning. And of course, you can drill down to more details to see step by step, script by script, what happened. And then if you double click, you can also drill down to step by step information to see what happened. Okay, there was an error while looking on the environment on the element. Probably the environment didn't respond on the activity, so our test case failed. But let's see how our fixed asset goes. Okay, it was finished already, so we will get back to it in a second. One more thing about schedulers. So of course you can keep more than one scheduler for your regression. But what is important, you can also trigger schedulers from the pipelines. So if you would like to do some smoke testing after your builds that are finished with the changes to Business Central, you can also trigger testing from the pipeline perspective. And yeah, last thing about schedulers, maybe this regression scheduler is better case. Because the scripts, they can be executed in two ways as well. By default, they are executed in a sequence, so they are executed one after another, so one test after another. But testing by Xplus also allows you to execute scripts in parallel mode. Yeah, so with parallel execution, you can execute everything at the same time, and even you can multiply each test case, each task on the scheduler to execute it multiple times to create workload, to create stress to your Business Central application. That's why we asked about the performance testing, because with parallel sessions, you can do performance testing this way. All right, let's see if we got our documentation generated. So let's download it. In the history, of course, of this script, I can see full execution of our background. It was all successful, as I can see here on the details. I can see duration of every step, the end result of the step, and also if we do background executions very often overnight, and then we take screenshots with background playbacks, so it can be validated also manually on the screenshots by the tester. And of course, documentation was generated out of it. Let me see if it was downloaded. Okay, now I downloaded it. So yeah, from every playback of the script, you can generate document, and this document can be used in multiple ways. Many customers use those files as a proof that they tested the process and how it was tested, but it can be used also as a documentation of the process, because it contains full list of the steps along with screenshots. So yeah, it is like full also guide how to do fixed asset in this case in Business Central. And at the end, we have the end result from the full execution. And if we had any variables or assertions, they will be also summarized here. All right. This is, I would say, application in a nutshell. Of course, application is really advanced. You can do much more things, even use code within the test cases. It is also possible, like doing API calls, doing negative testing. Many things are also possible. Today, I just wanted to present you application in a nutshell to give you the feeling how it looks and what it takes to automate single test case in Business Central. And now let's get back to our PowerPoint. And I have like 2 more slides, maybe three more slides. And yeah. Okay, let's wait. Oh, all right. Okay, so how you can use our application with your projects, how to start this automation small, how to start using it with your customers. Yeah, so here I have a small process or maybe small approach which you can take. So start with ongoing project, upgrade, rollout, or maybe stabilization phase for your customers, and try then to identify just the critical processes. Even if we have a lot of critical processes, we can even just take few examples of them to start small. Yeah, so small set of critical processes that must always work. After every change, they need to work. And then you can record them and maintain them as part of your delivery package. So not as something separate, not something that customer needs to maybe pay separately. In this case, you can just prepare the scripts as a part of your delivery. Like like mentioned, good practice might be to have definition of done that requires creating automated script. Yeah, and once you start recording those critical processes, one customer after another, one project after another, you can start running those scripts for regression checks. Many scripts might be reused between customers, between projects. Of course, there would be some that they needs to be like client specific, they needs to be re-recorded for other customers, but many of the processes they can be reused. Yeah, so you start small with just critical processes. You can run it before releases, before going live, maybe before introducing some changes, and with the next iteration you can add few more scripts. Yeah, I think I should have the arrow circling back to identify again some critical processes, again some small scope, and after next regression you can add more. Of course, if you will have some issues, for any issue you can create a test case, as somebody explained on their approach. Whenever customer reports something, they make sure to create test case for that. Yeah, the same approach you can have with automated scripts, to always create automated script on the issues reported by customers. Yeah, and then of course you need to also maintain the test cases. No matter if the test cases are manual, they are automated, they require maintenance. So yeah, when your processes will change, where your regression will change, you can adjust tests. You can also adjust one test from one project to run them on another project. And of course, iteration after iteration, you start building the library of the scripts that whenever a new project will come, you can just take them like out of the box, adjust them a bit to new project, and very quickly you can start running automated scripts even for new projects. But first, of course, some scripts, they need to be recorded. You need to start recording it. Yeah, but if you start small, you can add iteration after iteration, new test cases to your portfolio. All right, and a few words about the application itself. Application is deployed within 1 day. Application takes hour or two, so it is not complicated implementation. Then after application is deployed, we provide 2 hours of trainings. Of course, for partners, we prepare partners to do trainings by themselves. And at the initial phase, at the initial stage, we can also help partners by doing trainings as well. And we have also many materials like knowledge base, guided tour in application, some how to do things, videos on YouTube. So yeah, it is really easy to start with application, especially if we do training for you guys. All right, so how to package testing as a service. So of course, it might be internal use or service opportunities. So with internal use, you can use test automation to validate key processes for your customers before going live. In this situation, you don't even need to work with customer on this automation. It can be something that you do for yourself to speed up things on your side. So you just automate those test cases to quickly provide the results to customer, but customer don't pay for it. Yeah. Reduces manual regression effort during upgrades and changes. Similar thing if you want to manually speed up things, especially the regression with our app, it can be done. Helps structure how testing is approached across projects. So with manual testing, it is hard to keep this kind of approach that I described. With test automation, you can do that because you can reuse already done work. Yeah, so if your work was already done, you prepared some scripts, prepared some testing, you can reuse that again and again. Yeah, provides more control over validation without additional client involvement. Yeah, so as mentioned, if you don't want to involve the customer, you can just use application on your own to do testing for customer. Yeah, but of course, testing can be also the service. So of course you can resell the application itself to customers, but you can offer some services around application. So you do not sell only the license, but also your services. So very good option is regression testing for upgrades and release cycles. We do that on our own as well for our customers. They've basically kind of outsource testing to us. Yeah, so they do not test on their own, like nothing, but the full testing responsibility is on us. And we have a set of scripts that we have prepared for them. So every cycle we are running full regression for them and providing report from that activity to them. Yeah, and of course this is recurring service because the customers, they keep updating. So yeah, this is very good option. Validation of critical business processes before go live. Yeah, so if you would like to have this kind of service that before go live, you will additionally test something for the customer, or it doesn't need to be before go live. It can be also after every change, every update, validation of the business critical business processes. That might be something that customers are willing to pay. Support for UAT by preparing and running test scenarios. Yeah, so test scenarios, they can be used also as a training material. You can generate documentation out of the scripts. So you can prepare some new materials on UATs to train your users to do UATs. Or you can support UAT efforts just by running automation. Of course, in UATs, it's good to have the feedback from users, because this is important, how users are feeling the system. But if the testing is complex, if we have a lot of things to test, test automation may support even UATs. Post-release validation after system changes. So this is like the first thing, but not only for the regression, but for every change. If customer will outsource full testing to you, you can be responsible for running automated scripts, running automated tests after every change to the environment. Yeah, periodic regression checks for customers with frequent updates. Yeah, so of course you can do this kind of regression testing for more than one customer. So by that you can just create new service stream in your company for recurring revenue around running regressions for customers. Okay, and how to scale this across customer? So testing should become part of your delivery, not something that you have extra, that you present to customers as extra. The best results you may have if testing will become your delivery standard. Yeah, as a part of your delivery, you always deliver also automated scripts. And as we mentioned, you don't need to start to change anything right now, how you approach your customers. You can just try the application, start small with automating one test case after another to build up your library for future regressions. Yeah, and some scripts, might be reused, others are created from scratch, but with each project you will spend less time on automating things, less time on validating things, and less time on also scoping the environment, because for most of the typical business processes, you will have scripts already created, and with every iteration, it only grows. Yeah, so of course, please contact us if you would like to discuss in details how to approach your customers with testing application, how to insert testing as a part of your delivery. This is everything that we can discuss with you, we can help. But yeah, I'm really curious what your thoughts are. So at the end we have questions and answers. So if you have any thoughts, any questions, please shoot them on chat so I will be able to see them and answer. Also, if you have maybe more info from the quiz, then yeah, you may also add that. Okay, I can see a question. What are your preferred options for data-driven testing? So the most common option would be to use Excel files and global Excel files within the application. So Excel file can contain data for the process, and it's easy to maintain Excel file with the data. Especially if we use global Excels, then it can be shared among other scripts as well. So we use Excels a lot for managing the data. But the more important is what I already mentioned at the beginning, that if we don't want to rely on data that much, we can always prepare scripts that prepare data for other scripts. And this is a really good option because it makes your scripts kind of bulletproof, because you can rerun them anytime on any environments, and you can be sure that data is always there because some script is preparing data for other script. Maybe I have some example of it that I can show. Sorry. Let me see if I have something like that. All right, I don't see, but yeah, this is something that we can show separately on the call. So yeah, please contact us. So yeah, I can show you this option. Okay, let's see if we have more questions. Yeah, because from other things that we use for the data is of course the number sequences that we use today, and the variables that we also use today. Yeah, so variables, sequences, and data sources, these are the most common, but we are trying to always automate scripts this way that they don't need to rely that much on the data. Okay, can see more questions. So thank you very much for attending today. Yeah, especially thanks for everyone who stayed the whole day with us with Xplus today. Here on the screen you have a QR code. This leads to my personal LinkedIn. So if you would like to stay connected with me and also maybe ask some questions, share some thoughts, feel free to contact. Yeah, and thank you very much. Please remember to visit our page, to also contact us through the contact form. And yeah, thanks for watching.